What happens when a team heads into the draft without a single glaring hole on the roster? That's right, they become the ones running the show, and that's exactly the vibe around the Buccaneers right now. After a surgical offseason locking in names like Chris Godwin and Levante David, and somehow landing Haason Reddick on a deal that feels like a steal, the team is walking into the draft with swagger and complete freedom to move. And here's the kicker. There's a strategic twist from Tampa that could shock a lot of people and flip the whole first round on its head. So if you're a Bucs fan, you can't miss a second of today's video. Hit that like button to support the channel, and let's dive in. The Buccaneers are coming into the draft with that confident smirk of a team that knows it did everything right. And yeah, they've got every reason to feel that way. Despite battling a ton of injuries last season, the Bucs were still one of the most dangerous teams in the NFC. They entered the offseason with a few question marks, especially around Chris Godwin's future. But Jason Licht, the GM, who's always a step ahead, made sure to shut down any 2025 goodbye talk by locking up the Pro Bowler for the long haul, and he didn't stop there. Tampa also brought back key pieces like veteran linebacker Levante David and the versatile Ben Bredeson, shoring up both sides of the ball. And the cherry on top, Haason Reddick, one of the league's most explosive pass rushers, and the Bucs got him for just $14 million on a one-year deal. Highway robbery. Even Pro Football Focus had high praise. According to them, the Bucs are among the rare few entering the draft with no obvious holes. No, we desperately need a starter at this position talk. And in a league where most teams are scrambling for key pieces, that's a luxury. With a complete roster and a coach like Todd Bowles at the helm, Tampa Bay is aiming high again. And yes, they're already favorites to win the NFC South for a fifth straight year. Baker Mayfield is coming off a solid season and looks ready to lead this offense with full confidence. Now, with such a solid foundation, the Bucs have total flexibility in the draft. They can trade up, trade down, or just go for pure talent, no pressure to plug a gap. And in the chess match that is the draft, that kind of freedom is a major advantage. Bottom line, Tampa Bay didn't just survive the offseason, they came out stronger. And that gives fans every reason to dream big in 2025. So Bucs fans, what do you think of this almost flawless offseason? Do you think it's enough to dominate the NFC South again? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But hold up if you thought all this was good. Wait until you see what the Buccaneers might pull off with the 19th overall pick. What's coming next is going to make you do a double take. The Bucs find themselves in a curious spot heading into the draft, sitting at the 19th overall pick with a roster so balanced that they could either land a defensive talent that fits perfectly or end up staring at the board thinking, this is really all we've got? According to Trevor Sikkema of PFF, Tampa Bay is one of those teams that could easily trade down if the board doesn't fall their way. And let's be honest with Jason Licht calling the shots. Nothing's off the table. The guy's a master at working the board. Here's the deal. If the Bucs aren't thrilled with the pass rushers, linebackers, or cornerbacks available at 19, they might just pick up the phone and listen to what the desperate teams down the board have to offer. Think Browns or Giants wanting to jump ahead of the Steelers for a quarterback, or maybe a team at the end of the first round trying to leapfrog the Broncos to grab an elite running back. It happens every year, and the Bucs could be in the perfect position to capitalize. Of course, the defense still has a few soft spots. Linebacker, corner, safety, edge, there's room for reinforcement across the board, so there's a good chance someone intriguing will be there at 19. If so, great, make the pick and move on. But if that name that lights up the draft room doesn't show up, a trade down might be the smartest play. Licht himself addressed this in the pre-draft press conference. He said the class this year is more evenly matched, which makes trades a bit less likely. But he also made it clear that everything's on the table once the clock starts. After all, when the scramble begins for a specific position, the value of a pick can skyrocket fast. At the end of the day, Tampa enters this draft with all the leverage. If they stay at 19, they could land an instant impact player. If they move down, they could build draft capital and still get someone they truly want. Given how the board looks, this is the kind of situation every team dreams of. If there's one thing that gets me hyped and slightly nervous, it's seeing Tampa Bay with this much power in their hands. The roster's tight, but that doesn't mean they can get complacent. Trading down could be a genius move, or a major miss if the right name is sitting there and they let it go. Jason Licht has proven he knows what he's doing, but true fans know. Too much confidence sometimes comes at a cost. Then again, if they hit on this one too, forget it. The NFC South is staying red and pewter for a long time. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update on the Bucs and the rest of the league.